daily recap. The question that we have this morning, we have a client from Tyler, Texas. Hello, for those people, business owners in Tyler. They are asking this business client. He owns it's a lawn service company. He's asking how to register a business using an ITIN or individual tax ID number. Can he use that? The answer is yes. You could actually use your individual tax ID number when registering a limited liability company, because any business here in the US, it's not required for you to have a social security number, but you could always use your identification, the individual tax ID number. But there are two uses only. There are only two uses of this IT. Number one is to open a business bank account, and number two, to file your business tax return. Because remember, the IRS doesn't care about your immigration status. What they do care at the very end is that you're reporting and filing your taxes. And then you're paying your taxes to the Internal Revenue Service. That's what they're after for. Whatever your immigration status, remember that the ITIN is not giving you any residency. It's not giving you any citizenship. It's not replacement for any working permit. So how to register this? When we register the business or the limited liability company, you can apply, or we can apply it to the state. To the state of Texas, registered as an LLC. Then at the same time, we can actually get you an employer's identification number if you decided to have employees. Then at the end of the year, we are filing a 1040 non-resident income tax return, right? So that's what we have for today. It's been busy. Also, at the same time, we also have another, there's another client that inquire, potential client that we have. There's a problem on his name because the IRS misspelled the name. Now the question is, what would be the correct how to do the correction? The very beginning that he needs to do is to submit. He needs to request a name change, send a letter to the Internal Revenue Service, to the ITIN operation. This is the one located in Austin. Then the letter must include any explanation of the name change, including if there's a marriage, divorce, or sometimes if it's misspelled by the Internal Revenue Service, you have to attach a copy of a valid identification document like passport and birth certificate. The more documents, identification documents, the better. That could take, it is being mailed, that could take months just to change it. You don't need to apply for a new ITIN because you already have an ITIN that was given and provided for you. Now, moving on, what's going to happen if, for example, you change address from one city, you move to a different city, then you want to have a change of business address? The very first thing that you're going to do, well, we normally offer two options. Number one, if they're really urgent, for example, it happened, the change of address from Dallas, they moved to Houston or vice versa, we have to submit the form 8822. 8822B is the form for the change of address for the business. You have to complete this form and submit it to the Internal Revenue Service. However, if the change of address will going to happen next year, you don't really need to submit an 8822. All we have to do is when we file your tax return, we will put, for next year, we will put the new address there, and that will be the new mailing address that will be recorded to the Internal Revenue Service. That's why you can save a lot of hassle of this form, because remember, anything that you submit, it takes months for the IRS to review or to approve. And then lastly, what is that form that you need when you are a nonprofit organization and getting solicitation, donation, or even sponsorship? What is the letter from the IRS that you need to give to whoever's going to be the donor? That is what you call the 501c3 status. The 501c3 status is the IRS letter. They will give you this letter that your company or your organization is already approved as a nonprofit status. Always make sure to attach this to any sponsorship or solicitation that you're doing, because it tells you there that your tax ID number and the name of your organization and your address, because it also helps the donor or whoever's going to do the sponsorship, because they can declare the sponsorship as a business deduction at the end of the year, but they need to get your tax ID number. of the company or the nonprofit organization that you have. All right, there you go. By tomorrow, I mean not tomorrow, but today, please, we have this soft launching of Waiko Tax. I'll see you guys in a Galleria Tower, Galleria, no, Westin Dallas Galleria. Okay, we're going to have a soft launch for all the business. It's a business mixers networking soft launching of my company. Thank you for all the support. And if you like this channel and content, please click share and subscribe again. I'm Chris Y. Coco, founder of a virtual tax and bookkeeping company here in the US. What are you waiting for? Click and share to my channel today. Stay safe.